You wake up, grab your phone, scroll for a few minutes, and suddenly an hour is gone. It doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't feel like failure. It feels normal. But while you're doing that, someone else is already ahead of you. Right now, at this exact moment, there's someone out there who is working while you're waiting, building while you're hesitating, winning while you're wasting time. And the scary part? They're not more talented than you. They're not more lucky than you. They just decided to move while you stayed comfortable. Time is the only thing in life that doesn't wait. It doesn't slow down for your excuses. It doesn't care about your mood, your motivation, or your plans. Every second you waste, someone else uses. Every minute you delay, someone else improves. Every hour you ignore your goals, someone else gets closer to theirs. You don't lose in one big moment. You lose in small, invisible decisions. The extra 10 minutes in bed. The I'll start tomorrow. The just one more video. The I'm not ready yet. That's how dreams die, not with failure, but with delay. Look at your life honestly. How much time do you actually spend working on your goals? Not thinking about them, not talking about them, not planning them, working, because there's a difference. Thinking makes you feel productive. Planning makes you feel prepared. But only action gets results. And right now, someone out there is taking action. While you're waiting for the perfect time, they're creating it. While you're overthinking, they're executing. While you're doubting yourself, they're learning through mistakes. That's why they're winning. Not because they're perfect, but because they're consistent. You see, success isn't built in bursts of motivation. It's built in moments when you don't feel like doing anything, but you do it anyway. That's the gap between you and them. Discipline. They don't wait to feel good. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for motivation. They move no matter what. And you're stuck in a cycle. You want success, but you love comfort. You want results, but you avoid effort. You want to win, but you keep choosing distractions. And until you break that cycle, nothing changes. Let me be real with you. Nobody is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity. No magical moment. No sudden burst of motivation that changes everything overnight. It's just you and what you decide to do with your time. You can keep wasting it, or you can start using it. Because time is either your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. There is no in-between. Think about where you want to be 1 year from now. Stronger? Richer? More confident? More successful? Now ask yourself one simple question. Are your daily actions matching that future? Because if they're not, then you're not just standing still. You're falling behind. Every day you don't work, someone else does. Every day you don't improve, someone else gets better. Every day you hesitate, someone else takes your place. Opportunities don't wait for you. They go to the people who are ready. And readiness doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. You don't become confident by waiting. You become confident by taking action. You don't become successful by hoping. You become successful by working. You don't win by wishing. You win by showing up again and again, even when it's hard. Right now, you have a choice. Stay the same or level up. Stay comfortable or get uncomfortable. Stay distracted or get focused. Because your future is being decided by what you do today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. You could either spend a day scrolling, complaining, and delaying, or you can spend a day building, improving, and moving forward. And the difference between those two choices? That's the difference between winning and losing. Don't underestimate how fast life moves. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And suddenly, you look back and realize you wasted too much time. Not because you couldn't succeed, but because you didn't start. That regret? It's heavier than failure. Failure teaches you something. Regret just reminds you of what you didn't do. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop wasting time on things that don't move your life forward. Because while you're sitting there thinking about what you could do, someone else is out there doing it. They're tired too. They're scared too. They don't have everything figured out either. But they move anyway. And that's why they're ahead. The truth is simple. If you keep doing what's easy, life will stay hard. But if you start doing what's hard, life will eventually become easy. It all comes down to one decision. Are you going to keep wasting time? Or are you finally going to use it? Because right now, someone else is working. Someone else is grinding. Someone else is becoming the person you want to be. And if you don't change something today, that someone will always stay ahead of you. You tell yourself you'll start later. Later today. Later this week. Next month. Next year. But later is the most dangerous lie you keep believing. Because later turns into never. And never is where most dreams go to die. You don't notice it at first. It feels harmless. You think you still have time. You think you'll catch up. You think one day you'll suddenly flip a switch and become disciplined, focused, unstoppable. But that day doesn't come. Because discipline isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. And every time you delay, you're not just standing still. You're training yourself to stay stuck. You're building a habit of procrastination. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you're reinforcing a version of yourself that avoids action. And the more you repeat it, the harder it becomes to break. That's why it feels so difficult to start. It's not because the task is impossible. It's because you condition your mind to resist it. Meanwhile, someone else is conditioning themselves in the opposite direction. They don't negotiate with their excuses. They don't argue with their feelings. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They just start, even when it's messy, even when it's uncomfortable, even when they don't feel ready. That's the difference. You're trying to feel ready before you act. They act and become ready in the process. Read that again, because that's the mindset shift that changes everything. You don't wait for confidence. You build it through action. You don't wait for clarity. You gain it through experience. You don't wait for motivation. You create it by moving. But right now you're stuck in a loop. You consume more than you create. You watch more than you work. You plan more than you execute. And it feels like progress, but it's not. It's just disguised procrastination. You watch motivational videos, but don't take action. You read about success, but don't apply anything. You get inspired, but stay in the same place. And slowly, that inspiration fades. Because inspiration without action is just entertainment. It gives you a temporary high, but no real results. And while you're chasing that next boost of motivation, someone else is building something real. They're not addicted to inspiration. They're addicted to progress. They measure their days differently, not by how they feel, but by what they get done. And that's why their life starts to change. Because small actions, repeated daily, create massive results over time. It's not about doing something huge once. It's about doing something small every single day, consistently, relentlessly, without excuses. That's how people win. Not by being extraordinary for a moment, but by being disciplined for months and years. But let's be honest, consistency is hard. It's boring. It's repetitive. It doesn't feel exciting. You don't get instant results. You don't get immediate rewards. You just keep showing up day after day, doing the work. And most people quit right there because they want quick success. They want fast results. They want to skip the process. But success doesn't work like that. There's a price to pay. And that price is your time, your effort, and your discipline. If you're not willing to pay it, someone else will. And they'll take the opportunities you wanted. They'll build the life you dreamed about. They'll become the person you could have been. All because they used their time while you wasted yours. Let that sink in. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about choices. Daily choices. Do you wake up and work or scroll? Do you focus or get distracted? Do you push forward or make excuses? Those small decisions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they define your entire life. You don't suddenly become successful one day. You slowly become it through thousands of small actions, or you slowly drift away from it through thousands of small distractions. There is no neutral. You're either moving forward or falling behind. And right now, you have to ask yourself, which direction are you going? Because if you keep doing what you're doing, nothing will change. You'll still have the same goals, the same excuses, the same frustrations. A year from now, you'll be in the same place. And that's the real danger. Not failure, but staying stuck, wasting your potential, knowing you could have done more but didn't. That feeling? It's heavy, heavier than hard work. heavier than discipline, heavier than pushing through discomfort. Because at least with hard work, you grow. With regret, you just suffer. So stop choosing the easy path. Stop choosing comfort over growth. Stop choosing distractions over discipline. Because every easy choice you make today creates a harder life tomorrow. And every hard choice you make today creates an easier life later. It's that simple. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. You don't need to wait. You need to start right now, not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it. Now, because the longer you wait, the further behind you fall. And the person who started today, they're already ahead of you. They've already taken the first step. They've already made progress. And tomorrow, they'll take another. While you're still thinking about it, still planning, still hesitating, still wasting time. At some point, you have to stop thinking and start doing. At some point, you have to stop watching and start working. At some point, you have to stop dreaming and start building. That point, it's right now. Because if not now, when? And if not you, then who? Someone else is already out there answering that question. They chose to start. They chose to act. They chose to use their time wisely. That's why they're moving forward. That's why they're winning. And if you don't change something today, you'll keep watching them win while you stay exactly where you are. You keep telling yourself you have time, but you don't realize time is quietly running out. Not in a dramatic way, not in a way that scares you instantly, but in a slow, silent way that steals your potential day by day. You wake up, you go through your routine. You tell yourself you'll do something productive, and then the day slips away. Again, no progress, no growth, no step forward, just another day gone. And the worst part? You start getting used to it. You start accepting average. You start normalizing procrastination. You start believing this is just how life is. But it's not. It's how you've chosen to live. That's a hard truth, but it's one you need to hear. Because nothing changes until you take responsibility. Not your environment, not your past, not your lack of resources. It's your choices. Every single day, you're choosing between two paths. The path of comfort or the path of growth. And comfort is always easier. Comfort tells you to relax. Comfort tells you to wait. Comfort tells you you deserve a break. But growth? Growth demands effort. Growth demands discipline. Growth demands that you do things you don't feel like doing. And most people avoid that. That's why most people stay stuck. They chase comfort and then wonder why their life doesn't improve. They avoid discomfort and then complain about their results. But you can't have both. You can't stay comfortable and expect to grow. You can't keep wasting time and expect to win. It doesn't work like that. The people who are ahead of you, they made a different choice. They chose discomfort. They chose to wake up early when they didn't want to. They chose to work when they felt tired. They chose to stay focused when distractions were everywhere. They didn't feel special. They just acted differently. And those actions compounded over time. That's something you need to understand. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about small efforts repeated daily. It's about what you do when no one is watching. It's about the work you put in when it's boring, when it's hard, when it feels like nothing is changing. Because something is changing. You just can't see it yet. Think about it like this. Every day you work, you're stacking bricks, one brick at a time. At first, it doesn't look like much, just a few bricks on the ground. But if you keep going day after day, week after week, eventually you build something strong, something real, something that lasts. But if you stop, if you keep skipping days, delaying, making excuses, you never build anything. You stay at the foundation. Forever starting, never finishing. And that's where most people are. They're stuck at starting, always planning, always thinking, always waiting, but never fully committing. And commitment is everything. Because once you commit, your mindset shifts. You stop asking, do I feel like doing this? And you start saying, I have to do this. No matter what, that's when things change. That's when progress becomes inevitable. But until then, you're just dabbling. You're half in, half out. You work sometimes, but not consistently. You try sometimes, but not seriously. And half effort gives half results. Actually, less than that. Because inconsistency kills momentum. Every time you stop, you reset. Every time you delay, you lose progress. Every time you choose comfort, you move backward, and someone else moves forward. Always. That's the reality you can't ignore. You're not competing with yourself. You're competing with people who are hungry, people who are disciplined, people who are focused, people who are willing to do what you want. And they're not stopping. They're not waiting for you to catch up. They're pushing harder every single day. So if you keep wasting time, the gap between you and them keeps growing, wider and wider and wider, until one day it feels impossible to catch up. And that's when regret hits the hardest. Not because you couldn't do it, but because you didn't. Because you had the time, you had the opportunity, you had the potential, but you wasted it. That pain, it stays with you. So don't let it get to that point. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you look back and realize how much you lost. Start now, not perfectly, not flawlessly, but intentionally. Take one step, just one, then take another tomorrow, and another the next day. Build momentum, because momentum is powerful. Once you get moving, it becomes easier to keep going. But the hardest part? Starting. That's where most people fail. They overthink. They hesitate. They wait for the right moment. But the right moment doesn't exist. There is no perfect time. There's only now. And what you do with it. You can waste it, or you can use it. You can scroll, or you can build. You can delay, or you can take action. The choice is yours. But remember this. Every second you waste, someone else is using it to get ahead. Every minute you hesitate, someone else is making progress. Every hour you delay, someone else is becoming stronger, smarter, better. And that's why they're winning. Not because they're different, but because they refuse to waste time. Now it's your turn. Decide who you want to be. The one who watches, or the one who works. The one who waits, or the one who acts. The one who dreams, or the one who builds. Because in the end, your life won't be defined by what you wanted to do. It will be defined by what you actually did. And if you keep wasting time, you already know how that story ends. This is where everything changes. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Right here, right now. Because the truth is, you already know what you need to do. You don't need another video. You don't need more advice. You don't need more motivation. You need to act. That's it. All the knowledge in the world means nothing without execution. And right now, your biggest problem isn't a lack of information. It's a lack of action. You've been thinking too much, planning too much, waiting too much, and it's costing you everything. Your time, your energy, your potential. But here's the good news. It's not too late. As long as you're breathing, you still have a chance to start, a chance to change, a chance to become the person you know you can be. But chances don't last forever. Every day you delay, that window gets smaller. Every day you waste, it gets harder to catch up. So stop looking at the past. Stop thinking about all the time you've already lost, because you can't change that. But you can control what you do next. That's your power. That's your opportunity. And most people waste it. They stay stuck in regret. They stay stuck in overthinking. They stay stuck in fear. But you don't have to. You can decide right now that things are going to be different, that you're done wasting time, that you're done making excuses, that you're done living below your potential. And once you make that decision, back it up with action. Not big, dramatic action. Simple, consistent action. Start small. Turn off distractions. Put your phone away. Focus on one thing that actually matters. And do it, even if it's just for 30 minutes. Because those 30 minutes, they matter. They separate you from a version of you that keeps delaying. They prove to yourself that you can change. And once you do it once, do it again tomorrow, then again the next day. Stack those days. Build that discipline. Because discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And every time you show up, you're crossing that bridge. Slowly but surely, you won't see massive results overnight. You won't suddenly become successful in a week, but you will become better, stronger, more focused, more in control. And over time, that version of you becomes unstoppable. That's how people win. Not in one moment, but in thousands of small moments where they chose to act instead of hesitate, where they chose to work instead of waste time, where they chose discipline over comfort. That's the game. And right now, you're still in it. You haven't lost yet. But if you keep wasting time, you will, because the world doesn't slow down for you. Your competition isn't taking breaks for you. They're out there right now, working, improving, getting closer to their goals. While you decide what you're going to do, so decide, are you going to keep watching from the sidelines? Or are you finally going to step into the game? Because no one is going to force you. No one is going to come and push you. It's on you, your life, your time, your responsibility. And at the end of the day, you either use your time wisely or you wasted it. There is no in between. So make a choice that your future self will thank you for, not one that feels easy right now. Because easy is what kept you stuck. Easy is what kept you behind. It's time to do something different. It's time to move. It's time to focus. It's time to stop wasting time and start building your life. Because 1 year from now, you're going to wish you started today. And the only question is, will you be proud of where you are, or will you still be making the same excuses? The answer is in what you do next.